Ahoy, mateys! Welcome to Podcasts of the Caribbean, a podcast covering the world of Pirates of the Caribbean, from the theme parks to the movies and everything in between. My name is Justin Helmer, and I will be your host on this voyage through the Caribbean. It be too late to alter course now, mateys. Hello and welcome back to Podcast of the Caribbean. This is episode 66, and we're officially kicking off our mini-season, as I'm calling it, leading up to the 20th anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest on July 7th. Throughout the month of June, I'll be doing special short episodes talking about a lot of the excitement and different parts of the Pirates hype back in 2006. And what better way to kick off this little celebration than by talking about the Young Jack Sparrow book series, which also debuted in 2006, and also just a lot of nostalgic Pirates of the Caribbean media from that time period. And to talk about all of this with me is none other than Reinbew Pastel. If you're unfamiliar with her, she is a massive fan of not only Pirates of the Caribbean, but also the Young Jack Sparrow book series. We had such a fun time talking about the books, and also reminiscing on how popular Pirates of the Caribbean was back in the day. We talked about everything that's nostalgic to us, like swashbucklers, video games, and different toys and merchandise from the 2006 era. So I hope you all enjoy this fun conversation, as we both had such a great time recording it. So without further ado, here's my conversation with Reinbew Pastel. Alright, so I guess we will start off. You can introduce yourself first, and we'll go from there.
Ahoy, ahoy. I'm Rainbow. I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I'm also a huge fan of the Young Jack Sparrow books. Just the whole, everything about pirates in general as well. And I'm also, I guess I could say I could call myself a professional pirate. I do Ren fairs, I do, guild stuff, charity stuff. I've done a few paid pirate gigs. And yeah, basically just a lifelong pirate fan.
Awesome. So I guess we'll start with some like basic Pirates of the Caribbean questions, and then we'll move into the Young Jack Sparrow books eventually. But I guess so. If you can remember, what was your first exposure to Pirates of the Caribbean?
So this was I think about a year after Curse of the Black Pearl came out. It was early to mid 2004. I was like 6, and I have one of my very first memories of Pirates just watching it at home on DVD, and I just remember being so fascinated by the entire aesthetic, like the sets and especially the costumes. Like I wanted to wear that. Like I had to. And that's basically how I got into doing this. But it was just like a fascination for like a while, and it was almost like a guilty fascination because it was like, even though it was never a secret for me, it was like little girls weren't supposed to be into pirates or be pirates or whatever. So like I wanted to do that so bad for Halloween, but I just never said anything. And then the year after that, my grandma decided to make me and my brother pirate costumes for Halloween. And so that was like one of my favorite Halloweens ever. And then Dead Man's Chest and At World's End came out not long after that, and that turned that fascination into a full blown obsession.
Sounds very familiar to me. I mean, not the costumes and everything, but obsession. That is definitely
Yes.
that's me. But I guess so. Then, what made you fall in love with Pirates of the Caribbean? You kind of touched on it, but
Yeah, yeah, it was at first the aesthetic, just like the costumes and everything, and just that time period. But I also eventually just started to fall in love with the characters. I fell in love with Jack Sparrow. Oh my gosh, he was like my thing throughout childhood. And like I wanted to be him so bad. So he's always been like my favorite character. And of course, like the other pirates are like so cool. Like Barbossa is like the real pirate.
mm,
And just yeah, they're just so cool. And I love Jack's story and everything, and just everything that like he stands for. And I like relate to that on a level. So just everything about those movies is just something that, especially the trilogy, is just
mm,
something that like we gonna have again, and it's just I don't know. A lot of it is just nostalgia
yeah,
and just growing up with that.
yeah, exactly. So I guess you answered there. Your favorite Pirates character is Jack. But what is your favorite Pirates movie?
I would have to say now it's Curse of the Black Pearl. It's such a classic.
Mm,
When I was younger, it was, I think, Dead Man's Chest, but a lot of it was just the nostalgia and just, I remember just the whole hype around those movies, around Pirates 2 and 3. But Curse of the Black Pearl was just such a classic.
yeah,
So it's everything that I love about like a pirate movie and a pirates movie. And I just love that as a standalone as well as like the rest of the series.
exactly. Then, so I guess I think I've seen pictures of you at the Disney park. So you've gone on the Pirates ride at Disneyland, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was just Disneyland. I haven't gotten a chance to see the other ones yet, but it's on my bucket list
Yeah,
for sure.
I've only ever been on the Walt Disney World one. So hopefully Disneyland at some point, and then the other ones.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
that is a goal of mine as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming back for the 60th anniversary.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I hope they do something. Hopefully they'll do
Oh, I
something
hope they
for
make a
that
big
instead of
stink out of it.
yeah.
We're
Because
planning like a big trip and everything.
we know they're doing so much for Dead Man's Chest, so.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll move kind of into Young Jack Sparrow questions then. So, if you can remember, when did you or where did you find out about the Jack Sparrow books originally?
So I got them all when they were actually pretty new. Like I first discovered them when it was just four books out. And
Mm,
it was through the Scholastic Book Order catalog, if you remember those.
yes.
And I remember just at first seeing the title and then the cover of Pirates of the Caribbean Jack Sparrow, and my mind was like blown. Like I was like 9 years old, and I immediately had a crush on this teenage Jack. And I remember like circling it off in the book order catalog and everything, and just getting the book. I actually have it. This is my almost 20-year-old
Oh,
copy.
that's the original one.
Yeah, that's the original one. The
Wow.
pages are falling out and everything. Like where they oh, two pages just fell out. But yeah, yeah, I just remember getting it before I even read it and just assuming a lot of things. Like I thought that like Fitz and Arabella in one of the pictures are gonna be like Will and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And I thought that Jack was gonna be like a lot younger than they like drew him out to be. I don't know.
Mm.
Like they draw him pretty young in these first books, so like I thought he was gonna be like 12 or something. And it was until like I read the book and then I saw at the end like oh my gosh, there's more. I had to go to the bookstore and get them, and I just my family would only let me get like one to bring home, but I wanted to get the rest of them. Oh my gosh. And I got the rest of them eventually, and like I tried to like read them like one chapter at a time to discipline myself, but sometimes I just can't help it. And so like I read them, and I didn't think they would last as long as they did. I thought it was just gonna be like the first four books,
Mm.
and I had like other pirate books waiting to be read, so I was just gonna read those after. But then there just ended up being more and more and more, and we would go to like the bookstore every time. I wasn't like internet savvy enough to do it myself, so we'd go to the bookstore, and we'd go so much that the bookstore manager and everybody knew me by name. And they would like pull it up on the website and show me the cover of the next book and the release date. And they would have me go around the counter to see it on their screen. And we would like pre-order them, and then we'd pick them up on the day of. Like sometimes we'd get there like early enough to where they wouldn't even be on the shelves yet. They would have to like pick them up like right from the back for me. The only one that I didn't get right away since was Sins of the Father, and that's because that one came out a little too close to Christmas.
Mm.
So I had to wait like a week till Christmas to get it. So, yeah, there was just so much excitement around each of those books coming out. And the Scholastic Book Fair that year was lit because like The Coming Storm was featured in that. And this was
Mm.
like right after I got the book. And I was just so mesmerized by the book fair video.
Yeah,
And
I did see you posted
yeah,
that commercial. Yeah.
yeah, I had been looking for that since, and it wasn't until this year I found it.
Mm.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's super cool. But I guess so. What made the books like so appealing to you? I guess was it about because it was about Jack Sparrow, right?
Yeah. And like when I was a kid, I had a crush on him,
Mm-hmm.
But then like throughout like my teens and everything, it was just like I related to that age range better. And then now it's just like a lot of headcanons and nostalgia and just I just like I really like want to see them adapted, and I have
Mm,
so many ideas of how I want to see that and like what kind of like ideas and stories that I have, and I just love the characters and everything, and they're so fun. So I just I love them as much as I love the films.
yeah. That's interesting because I didn't read them until 2024. Like I did have the Siren Song and the Pirate Chase for like years and years and years, but I don't know if I ever really read them until I read them before I started covering them on the podcast a few years ago. And it's kind of interesting going in like me at this age reading them instead of being a kid and reading them. So it's kind of a different like viewpoint. But I fell in love with them immediately. Like right after I finished the Siren Song, I was hooked. I'm like, I cannot wait to finish reading the series. It's so good.
Yeah, my perception on them as a kid is so much different than it was now, just because like different comprehension and stuff. Like
Mm.
for the longest time, I kept reading Fitzwilliam's name is Fritz William, and oh my gosh, like my fourth grade year, that was, I guess, accidentally my very first fan fiction I wrote as like a school project. So like my school young authors fair where like we would like write books and they would publish them on hardbound covers and they would have them on display at the fair, and we got to do freestyle that year. So what I had in my head, not knowing what fan fiction was or anything, was that I wanted to write my own Young Jack Sparrow book.
Mm.
So I wrote out this whole story, and it was like nothing original. It was just like based on rumors of At World's End and stuff, because it was before that came out. But it was like everything that I thought it would be, but with young Jack Sparrow characters. And oh my gosh, that was like people read that. So like and like it was like wild when I had John and Tuman mixed up. Like oh my
uh,
gosh. And
that's
that was like
great.
some of my first fan art too.
But I guess were you like old enough to kind of see like what the consensus on like the books were back then, like what people thought of them?
Um Not until towards the end. Like I wasn't like I was online, so I was like seeing like all the hype for the movies and stuff. But I didn't see a fandom for the books until probably towards the end of the series, and I was like too young. I was like 11, and I would like just look up Young Jack Sparrow, and I'd end up finding like some of the first pieces of fan art for those books ever, and I ended up finding like a fandom for that, like like on forums and stuff and fanfiction.net.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like one of the first places that there was a fandom for them. And I would just lurk. I would read fan fiction on there, and I'd read fanfics on like, oh my god, I'm about to age myself, on Quizilla. And like I had like a few, I read like a few fanfics on there, and there was like a quiz on there of like which of the Young Jack Sparrow books characters would you be, and it was like no matter what answer you'd choose, you would always get Jack Sparrow as a result. And then I'd even found like role play pages on MySpace, and I actually ended up like printing out the Young Jack Sparrow one, and it's on my wall. I have like ancient text on my wall right there, which is like insane.
That's crazy.
But like I just remember a lot of the reactions toward like the end of the series when Arabella was with Billy, and like a
Mm.
majority of the fandom at the time were all huge Sparabella shippers. So everybody was like hating on Rob Kid for that. Like, and they were like making a bunch of like Sparabella fix and like a bunch of Fix It fix.
Mm.
Like Jack, like Arabella goes for Jack instead of Billy and all that, or just whatever. Arabella regrets it. It was like so funny. And then it, when I got like, oh yeah, and there were like videos on YouTube too of like people cosplaying the books. And I had wanted to dress up as young Jack for like a while before I even knew what cosplay was, but I didn't really have like the resources to pull that off. And that's when I saw like other fans do that. They would just throw whatever they had on and just make videos of the books. And they were like so cute. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And like, if they could do it, I could do it. So like, I was like 13 and I pulled together what little I had and like did my first Young Jack cosplay. And I had the fandom on my back on like DeviantArt and all that. I had like a group where like I would do like contests and stuff, and it was like a small little fandom on there, and then it fell off for a while until it got revived on Tumblr.
Yeah, I think niche fandoms are so interesting because like when something happens, you're like, oh my god, there's like this actually like
Yeah.
new content. Like,
Yeah, it's like whenever they like re-release something or I end up finding something from like across the world, it's like I gotta share this.
yeah,
I got like earlier this year I found Persian editions with like totally new like art and everything, and I think they came out like 2009, 2019, I guess.
hmm
But I had just found those, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta share them with everyone. Like all five people were like,
yeah,
oh my gosh.
yeah. I did see your post about that. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess so. What if you could choose? What is your favorite book in the series?
I have like a top three. Of course, The Coming Storm's like my favorite. And then the other two kind of flip-flops. Like The Coming Storm, it's such a fun story and it just introduces all the characters. And no one can tell me that it is not inspired by Goonies. Like it is like kids going after treasure from like a one-eyed pirate.
hmm
Like tough definitely like they read Goonies before writing this. And then the other two kind of flip-flop. One is City of Gold,
hmm
and I like a lot of the scenes in that. Some of them are funny. I like all the Jack and Fitz bits.
Yes.
And it almost kind of sets us up for us being stuck with just them for the next two books.
hmm
And I just love a lot of the scenes out of that. And Sins of the Father. I think currently Sins of the Father is at number two. I just love that one. I love the cover pictures for all of them,
Yeah.
but also like I just love all the movie characters in that book and in just seeing stuff about Jack's childhood. Like I love that. I love that a lot. And I was like I said, that was the one that I had to like wait extra longer for. So I was like on my seat for that one.
Yeah, when I was reading the series for like the very first time, like I remember like seeing the Sins of the Father cover. I'm like, I cannot wait to get to that because like I see Teague on the cover, and I think Sins of the Father is probably my favorite. City of Gold's probably my second favorite. But yeah, I love how Gibbs is in Sins of the Father. Norrington's dad is in
Oh
Sins of the
yeah.
Father, and then just kind of like the destruction of the bond between Jack and Fitzy in that book too. Like I remember
Yeah.
when I read Dance of the Hours at the very end of the book when it's revealed that Fitzwilliam's working for the East India Trading Company, I was like mind blown. I was like I was not expecting this, and like I bet it was probably the same thing for you when you read that like that twist.
Yeah, and it's like I had to wait like it was usually like 3 months between each book. So I had to wait like 3 months to like see what happens with that. Gosh, and I had to wait like that extra week. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was not expecting that at all. I was surprised they kind of went that direction and made him kind of I guess more of a villain at the end. Um,
Yeah.
because I always loved Fitzwilliam's character, and I love
Oh
his
yeah.
his dynamic with Jack, especially in like City of Gold, and then like Timekeeper and everything. Like it's so funny, like how they just like Jack is constantly just like rage baiting Fitzwilliam the whole entire time.
Oh my gosh. I always think of like Deadpool and Wolverine with them two. And like I could just I've always wanted to draw fan art of them cosplaying as Deadpool and Wolverine. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's them. That's totally them.
And then I guess so. Who is your favorite character that is introduced in the Young Jack Sparrow series?
I think I love Arabella. Like I love her. She's one of my favorites out of the franchise. Like I see myself a lot in her, and yeah, I don't know what about her. Like she's so cool, and I like how she's written. I feel like that Karina in Pirates 5 is almost like her, but they're like opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Like Arabella's like into like the pirate legends and stuff, and all the myths and the history and stuff, and she totally like info dumps about that. And then Karina's all into the science and the astronomy and all that, and doesn't believe in like the pirate legends. So like Arabella walked so Karina could run.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Arabella honestly might be my favorite as well, and then second place is probably Fitzwilliam, just because I think he's very funny, especially like when he's trying to like I don't know like flirt with Arabella, and it just like never really works out for him at all.
Oh yeah. And I love when Arabella is just like get out of here with that. She just stomps on his foot. Jack is just like he's just like, oh, dang it, I'm stuck with these two.
And then I guess so. We'll keep going on the Young Jack Sparrow topic, but obviously, Legends of the Brother and Core is technically like a sequel series. Like, did you read that when it first came out?
I got those when they first came out, but I didn't get into them a whole lot back then because I was crushing too hard on the Young Jack, so I had very little interest in reading Grown Up Jack.
Mm,
Thinking about getting back into those because I've read sections of those. Um, but like I didn't even get one of them until like much later, and then I have like another one is just like an ebook. So I
yeah,
yeah I have like all of them now, but I didn't get into those too much. One of them was like a Christmas gift. So there was actually going to be I remember seeing this like twice back then, and that's still up online. But there was going to be like another direct follow up of Young Jack, but it was going to be like right after the books, and it was
mm,
going to have like Arabella and all them in it. I'm like, we were robbed,
yeah, that
straight
would
up
have been great.
robbed for real. Like I wish I would knew that was what that was going to be about, because that would have been so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Legends of Brother and Core, I think is underrated. I wouldn't say it's better at all than the Young Jack Sparrow series, but I do like how they bring in some of the characters, like
Yeah, I read some of
Bootstrap
that.
Bill and John is in there, and well, if you haven't read the full series, I won't give away like the twist. One of the characters is a twist character, but yeah, I think it's cool how some of the characters come back, and it's cool to kind of see them more grown up, especially like Jack and John's dynamic. I think is
Oh yeah,
cool as
definitely.
well.
Because I always I'm always so curious about like how like those other characters like Arabella and all them were like when they growing up when we kind of see what Arabella's like with
Mm,
Disney World,
yeah.
but like I definitely want to see like Fitzwilliam and Tumen and all them. And there's
Mm.
actually a little bit about Tumen like him after the books too, like in these secret files.
Yeah, he becomes like the chief of his village.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I love how they expanded Arabella's lore for Tortuga Tavern. I would have never really expected that because you would think that most people at Disney don't really know these books exist at all. So it's
Yeah,
kind of
like
surprising they did that.
that's like on my bucket list to go there just to see that. I want to go for like the Halloween party and go as Jack.
Hmm.
Or maybe even Arab. I would go twice and just go as both of them. But like I've always wanted to go see that in person. Like that's on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah, it's super cool. I like when I've been to Disney World, it's always been there. I've just never really appreciated it until like a few years ago. But I'm like, oh my god, Arabella is like a very main presence in this restaurant for some reason. But it's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool that like back then there was like a bunch of like cameos and stuff from the books. There was like that one picture book where it's got like Jack, Bell, and Fitz in it for like some
Yeah,
reason. And in like the Secret Files book, like they were pushing those books.
yeah. I thought it was pretty cool in the Secret Files book how like the narrator guy writing it, he said that he got all the information from someone named Rob Kidd, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But obviously,
Yeah.
Rob Kidd, for people who don't know, is like a pseudonym, like writing name for a bunch of just different Disney writers. Um, but I do like how they kind of made him kind of like a in-universe like
Yeah.
transcriber of Jack's adventures, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like about how like the character, the narrator, like I think like hires like a Greek painter or something to paint up the covers. So the
Yeah,
covers of the books are like canon to the universe.
yeah, yeah. I think it's really cool how they kind of like try to tie everything together like that.
Yeah.
But then, so, we're both kind of relatively the same age, but, we both grew up in the peak popularity of Pirates of the Caribbean in the mid 2000s. So, like, what is your favorite part of that kind of era of Pirates of the Caribbean?
So one of my biggest core memories was Disneyland. Like going to Disney every year. I remember when the characters had just been put in the ride. I remember
Mm,
seeing that like all over online and just being so hyped up for that. but everything else I didn't know about. I actually had a premonition dream of meeting Jack Sparrow in the park, like the night before, and I didn't know that he was a meetable character. And so the next day I saw, my mind was like, oh my gosh, it's Jack Sparrow. And then they had the Bootstrapper Pirate Band. I danced with the pirates. And then like the next year, Pirate's Lair was like new.
Mm,
And the scale of how popular Pirates was back then, it was like Star Wars.
yeah.
Like it was, I remember being all over the parks, like all over downtown Disney. Like all of the storefronts were Pirates of the Caribbean. And nowadays I go to Disney and I can't find anything Pirates outside of Pieces of Eight.
Yeah.
Back then I was able to get merch in California Adventure. I literally got merch in the other park. Like that was one of my biggest things back then. And um like I have like another story from my 10th birthday. My mom took me and my brother to a pirate store for my birthday, and unlike any pirate store I've been to since, it was like all Zizzle stuff. It was like the Disney store but Pirates of the Caribbean. Like there was so like a lot of what I couldn't find at like Target and Walmart and all that and Toys R Us was all at this store. It was just so hard to not buy the whole store. I got like the set that had like the flintlock, and then I have like the 12-inch tall Jack that talks.
Hmm.
And even at 10 years old, I was like, that sounds nothing like Johnny Depp. That sounds nothing like Jack Sparrow. But that's like one of the coolest things ever. And the store ended up closing down like not long after. So I haven't had the chance, I never got the chance to go back. So that was like one of the coolest things ever. And then like I wasn't in the fandom online, but I remember a lot of that as well. Like I fell victim to Singapore Jack.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I totally thought he was gonna be like in the movie. And then like seeing that he wasn't in the movie, I thought it was like a deleted scene. And then I saw the deleted scenes. I'm like, okay, they just didn't put that in the deleted scenes either. And then I discovered what cosplay was like a couple years later, and seeing the original pictures. But I thought it was just somebody cosplaying
Hmm.
the pictures that I was seeing. I didn't know that these cosplay pictures were the originals, and I didn't know that until like a little bit later on.
It was
So
it was crazy how convincing that was, and
yeah,
how so many people believed it. Like how like,
yeah, especially
convincing
like
the
in
Photoshop
2006 or
is.
7. Like that was crazy. Like, what else do I have? Oh my gosh, there was so much. Like, I have so much stories. I think so. I had family that were living like in Long Beach when Pirates 2 and 3 were being filmed. They had the Black Pearl docked in there.
Mm,
So my aunt and my uncle got to go see that. And they would always tell me about it every time like I'd see them. And even just like a few years ago, last time I saw my uncle, he was telling me about it. And like they saw the Black Pearl. I don't know if they went on it, but they saw like the actors' trailers, and my aunt was like fangirling. She's like, "Oh my gosh, where's Johnny Depp at?" And like they took pictures of the Black Pearl, and they blew it up. They blew up one of the pictures and gave it to me, and I really wish I knew where it was. But that was like I'm like one person away from the Black Pearl. So like, yeah, it was like everywhere. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Like
And
I.
even
Oh, sorry.
yeah, like even then like I see what happened. Like discover some of those things that happened back then now, and I'm like, where was I?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, wish I wasn't so young.
Yeah. I've been researching a lot of that stuff because I'm planning on making like a video about, you know, everything that happened in 2006. But like it's just crazy like how like I was just like researching the marketing campaign, and there's just like so many different brands and companies that were just going all out for Pirates of the Caribbean. Like
Yeah,
Volvo had like three different things going on, and like McDonald's had the Happy Meal toys, and there's so many companies that were doing all these promotions. Like you don't see any of that like today in that kind of
yeah,
magnitude.
never. Like I had almost all the McDonald's toys. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I have
like it was
one from that original
everywhere.
one. I mostly have more of the toys from the second Pirates of the Caribbean Happy Meal line they did, I think, a few years later. But I have the
Yeah,
skull
like I have like
telescope.
yeah, I have like most of that first one, and then like I think like one of that second lineup. And I didn't even I thought it was like I thought that one from the second lineup was from the first. I'm like, oh, okay, that was from the second one. I forgot they even had a second one.
Yeah, then the Zizzle toys. I mean, like probably I don't know if this is kind of like my biased opinion, but I do think they're probably like some of the best toys that have ever been made. Like the
Oh my
quality of
gosh.
them like still holds up like to this day. Like you look at like toys now and they're just like not the same at all.
Yeah, like I got like one of those 2017 ones. I'm like, what the heck is this? I was
Yeah.
so excited to get like quality, and then I see that I was so excited to see hype for Dimensional Tales like the way I saw it as a kid.
Mm,
And then like we hardly even got merch. We got like one Lego set and then like a few of those Spin Master toys, and that was like it. And then I also ended up getting like the makeup set, the Lorac makeup set from Dimensional Tales. I'm like, where's everything else? I didn't even see anything in Hot Topic. Then we're getting more pirate stuff in Hot Topic now than there
yeah.
were when the last movie came out. And like, I wish I would have been to Hot Topic during that time when 2 and 3 were out because I didn't even, I was too scared to go in that because it was like dark and everything. I didn't go into Hot Topic for pirates until like On Stranger Tides came out and I got
Mhm.
like the trident necklace and some pins.
Very cool.
But wow. Yeah, like the Zizzle were like the best. Like, my
Yeah.
gosh. I had so many, but I lost like most of them. Like I have like a lot of my jacks, but like I had like the Ila Crucis set,
Mhm.
and then I had like the bathhouse set, and I have like such fond memories of playing with those. And I lost almost everything. I have no clue where they are. But I also have like that one little set where it was just like the black pearls like this small,
Mhm.
and then the figures are like this tiny.
Yeah, I have a few of
And
those
I
too.
yeah, and I just like recovered that from my bot from like a box. I'm like, and I found like the Jack one like a few years ago, and I'm like, I never see this amount of detail in regular sized toys, and
Yeah.
this figure is like an inch tall, and there's so much detail on it. It's like insane.
Yeah, like I wish I still had a lot of the. I'd had a lot of those play sets, but I don't have them anymore now. I also had the big like Black Pearl play set.
Oh, I'm
I
jealous.
wish I still had it. I really wish. Like I'm really considering buying one off eBay, but like they're all like $200 $300. I just do not want to spend that much money on it. But I wish
Oh,
I still had that. But I still have most of the actual figures and like the
yeah,
micro ships.
I found pieces of the Ila Crucis set when I was cleaning last year, but I still can't find the bathhouse one. I ended up rebuying that fully in box and everything at a convention.
Mm,
But like I can't find any of my like I still have like the Flying Dutchman one. I have like most of that one, but I just don't have any of the figures. Like I don't know what happened to them. Like I wonder if they're like in a bag somewhere and they're just I hope that they're all in one place. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." It's like a treasure trove. Meanwhile, I have like a million of these Zizzle compasses.
yeah, it's so unfortunate that Zizzle shut down like right
Yeah.
after At World's End came out. Like that was really like the only like big thing they did, which is kind of sad because you can honestly see the downgrade in quality. Like the On Stranger Tides action figures
Yeah.
are so much worse. And like I was just
Yeah.
looking at them,
And
like they
then
can't
Dead Man
even like
Tell No
hold
Tales.
anything. Yeah, Dead Man Tell. We don't even mention Dead Man Tell No Tales. It's that bad. Like,
Like I
oh,
like all the adult stuff that came out for that movie. Then I liked all the kids stuff. Like
mm,
I have like I still use it like somewhere, but I have like a purse from the Disney store. Like like what happened? Like
yeah.
geez Louise.
Yeah, I have most of the Disney pins that they released for Dead Men Tell No Tales. I usually every time I go to Disney World, I'll get as many of the new Pirates pins that I can get. So I at this point I have about like 30 or 40 Pirates pins from over the years. But yeah, I mean, nothing compares to like what they did in 2006 and 2007 for
Yeah,
Pirates.
I managed to get like a couple of those pins I think back then, and I ended up finding one of them that had like the swashbuckler's jack. I ended up finding one
Mm,
in a box. I'm like, oh my gosh, it still has like the back and everything, and it's like in new condition. I'm like, that's gotta go in my collection. Like that's gotta be with the rest of my pins. But like, I just eventually just collected so many more pins like years later.
mm. Yeah, if I won the lottery, you would only know because of how much more Pirates of the Caribbean merchandise that I would own.
Oh yes, I would have all of that in a pirate ship.
Like when I go on eBay, it is dangerous. Like I have to control myself so many times when I go on eBay.
Yeah, even some of the books are like $300, like just like the 11th book in the Jack Sparrow series. It's
Yeah.
either not online at all or it's like $300. I'm like, that is insane. I've been saying for years now that I want to like transcribe it, and I
Hmm.
think I'm gonna do that this year
Yeah.
because of like the 20th anniversary of the books.
Yeah, but I think I bought all the books off of like Thrift Books or Abe Books. And I think I got Poseidon's Peak for like $20. I'm like, dang, I don't know why it's that expensive. And then like I noticed like later on, I'm like, oh, like no one can find like this book because like they just didn't make as much of that as they did with the other ones.
Yeah, that $20 was a steal.
Yeah.
It's like I saw like a new copy of Sins of the Father on like Amazon and it was like $400. I'm like, what?
That's like the price of freedom price right there,
Oh yeah. Oh
which
my gosh.
hopefully at some point I will be lucky enough to find a somewhat affordable copy of The Price of Freedom. I think there was one on Amazon recently for like 1,000 something dollars. I'm like, who was buying that?
Yeah, I ended up finding mine. Luckily, it was like somewhat of an affordable price. It was like either like 75 with like $20 shipping or it was like 99 bucks or something like that. It was like under 100. And then I had just found like a bunch of unused Amazon gift cards. So I brought that down to like 45.
That is a
So
steal.
I actually have that.
Oh, yeah, that is a steal. That's a
Yeah.
incredible price for that.
Yeah, and I'm like, it says good condition on the listing, but I'm like thinking it's gonna be coming up beat up or something, and it looks like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a steal for sure.
Yeah, that is crazy. Hopefully at some point I will be able to get my hands on one that is affordably priced. Hopefully.
Yeah, it was like right after I got that one was like when they started going for thousands. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck? It was like just like all the other listings were like a few hundred, and then I got like the most affordable one, and then boom, they just skyrocketed within like a week. So it was just like perfect timing with that one.
That's kind of why I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they make Pirate 6 just so we can get kind of like a Pirates Renaissance again. Like,
Oh yeah.
who knows? Maybe they'll reprint The Price of Freedom and it won't be so expensive to get it anymore. Or like
Yeah,
maybe
like I
they'll,
want a reprint of
yeah,
all of the books. And
yeah,
like the only reason why I want a Pirate 6 is just so I could just experience everything that I did as a kid but as an adult.
yeah,
Like I want to
exactly.
go to a pirate fan event and drink rum.
Mm,
Like like I'm like it dies now that I'm like an adult. Like what the heck?
yeah,
Like I want to do like the fan event. Like even when I was like 19 when Tell No Tales came out, but like that's still not of age to like check into a hotel, and I didn't really have the money, so it was like I had to pick between going to the LA premiere, going to Disneyland for the 50th anniversary of Pirates, and then going to D23. And I chose D23. I think I already had the tickets for it anyway, but they had like a big Pirates like exhibit for the movie and also for the 50th anniversary of the ride, and they had like a bunch of like the costumes and the props and such. So that was like really cool. But I also wanted to do the other stuff. So like I want to like be in the movie. Like I remember like when they were filming on Stranger Tides, I remember seeing a casting call for extras for that. I'm like, oh, I want to do that so bad. I felt like, oh my gosh, if I was like 10 years older, I would have been in on that like that. So I'm like, I want to be an extra on the next Pirates thing, whatever it may be.
just be in
Like
the
that's one of my
background.
dreams. Yeah, like I want to see the set and everything and see the
Yeah.
actors. I want to see the costumes in person. Like, what was I saw like an influencer get invited onto the set for Pirates 5 and
Hmm.
they were like an extra and everything. I'm like, that's my goals. That's like my goals. Everything I do, I just want to be invited on the set.
Yeah, I mean, one of my goals also at some point is to go to St. Vincent and see like the Port Royal set that's still there, because
Oh my
that would be
God.
awesome. I want to do that so bad.
That's on my bucket list for sure. I just want to go see all of the Caribbean
Hmm.
and like I plan on going to like Nassau hopefully next year. And I just want to be like where like the real pirates were. I want to go the Caribbean and see St. Vincent and all that. I think one of my coolest things that I've done was sail on the Lady Washington,
Hmm.
which played the Interceptor in
Yeah.
the first movie. And the first time I got to do that, I didn't get to be in garb because I was like didn't want to be the only one dressed up and I didn't have any pirate friends.
Mm.
And I didn't get to go back on it again until like a year and a half later, like a year and a half ago. And I brought like my full garb and everything with me. Like I was like going up to Washington to visit family, and I found out that the ship was gonna be docked in the town that I was staying at during my trip, like literally on the exact dates. I'm like, I've got to go. So I just went on that and full garb, don't care, and that was like such a cool thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in like the Maritime Museum in San Diego that has the HMS Surprise, which was in Pirates 4.
Mm.
So I got to go on that a couple times too, just for pictures or whatever. They weren't sailing that thing out anymore. But that was like really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've not had the privilege of doing that because I'm on the East Coast and they do like nothing cool at all on the East Coast pirate related, unless you're in Florida. But
Yeah. Yeah, they got all the historical pirate stuff.
mm,
And like I feel like that like any of the Pirates of the Caribbean fan stuff, it's all like in LA,
yeah,
Europe, or like somewhere in Asia.
mm,
And like I'm in the Bay Area, so I'm like just close enough, but still too far.
mm,
Not with these gas prices for
yeah.
sure.
And they just announced the thing in London happening in February next year, the immersive
Yeah.
thing, which is really cool. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to it because it's in London. Like, I mean, maybe we'll see what
Yeah.
happens, but yeah,
If
that
I win
sounds
the
super
lottery,
cool.
I will.
Yeah,
And then they also have like that Dead Man's Chest event happening like in LA like
yeah,
this month, this weekend. I think
yeah,
like this
yeah.
month
I
or
think it
whatever.
is this weekend. Yeah, the one
Yeah.
singular screening they're doing. Very, very cool, Disney. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like bring that everywhere like you do with Curse of the Black Pearl.
like,
Like I know a lot of
yeah,
people are probably gonna be going to that because they all live down there. I'm like,
hmm you don't deserve it.
yeah. It's like bring that up here.
Like,
It's like, oh, I'm so close, but yet so far.
yeah, like I feel like Disney doesn't understand like how much money they could make by bringing Dead Man's Chest and also Outworld's End back in theaters. Like that is just
Yeah,
free money they're passing up.
yeah. Like we still got time because it's
Hmm
like July, so hopefully like they announce something soon. I don't remember when they announced Curse of the Black Pearl. I just remember I made a video on like what they should do for the 20th anniversary for that, and then like a
hmm
day later they end up announcing that they're doing screenings. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that was cool. I
wow, okay,
I did go to that one, so that at least I have seen Curse of the Black Pearl in theaters, but I need to see Dead Man's Chest and Outworld's End in theaters to complete my theater viewing of all five movies. So hopefully at some point
yeah.
that'll happen.
Yeah, I got to go see that in 2023 too. Um, like yeah, I was like 5 when the first one came out, so I was like a little too young,
Mm,
and then uh got that on DVD later on. But I don't remember seeing Dim and Chestnut World's End. Like I'm sure I did, and it's crazy because I remember seeing every other movie in theaters that
yeah.
came out at the time. But I don't remember Pirates. But I remember everything else around that.
hmm
I remember like all the hype and stuff and rumors and all that, but I don't remember the movie theater experience. I remember how I perceived it as a kid, but I just don't remember what screen I was watching it on. But I'm sure I saw those in theaters, but I would love to see those again in theaters and just actually remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty similar in that because like I remember like seeing like Curse of the Black Pearl, but like Dead Man's Chest, my only real memories of watching that are like on the TV at home, like when I was a kid, and like Outworld's End, like I don't even remember the first time I saw Outworld's End. I don't know if it was in theaters or if it was just at home after it came out on DVD. But I specifically remember every time I watched Dead Man's Chest as a kid, I would always look away before the cannibal scares Will when he's like looking for Gibbs and the crew. That always scared me as a kid, so I would always like just not look at the TV when that happened.
That was me with the tentacle face scene in Pirates 3,
Oh yeah,
Mercer. Like body horror has always just like give me the creeps. And so that was like still to this day, I'm just like, ugh. Like, I can't look at that one.
yeah, pretty
That's
gnarly
like
for
the
a
only
Disney
thing
movie.
that like scared me as a kid. I remember seeing on Stranger Tides for sure, but more so of the fact that my dad wouldn't take me to see it on the week it came out. He's just like, I don't want to deal with the crowds. I don't want to deal with going on opening night. I don't want to deal with going out on the week. I don't want to deal with the crowds. So everyone in my school saw it before me, and that had me mad. I was stressing. I'm like, And then I finally go the week later and there's like an empty theater. And I'm like, come
Not the
on.
same.
And it's like I never got to go to like any of the midnight premieres, but like we were all in bed by 7 p.m.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that's why I
um,
want a Pirates 6 so bad, so I can like experience that stuff. Because like even Pirates 5, I went that weekend. I went the day after it came out. So that was pretty cool. There's a decent amount of people there, but like I wasn't like obviously I was still a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, but like I wasn't like really like into it as much as I am now. Like if I was like who I am now, then I would have like, been like going crazy about it. That's why I want a Pirates 6 so bad.
that's how it was for me with Don't Read Your Ties because I got into like anime and stuff at the time. So I
Mm.
was like kind of doing other things, but I got into OST. But Dim and Tunnel Tales, I actually went to see an advanced screening of that like 10 days before it came out. And so that was like really cool. We made like a day out of it and went to San Francisco and went to the Disney store and all that. And I was like in full cosplay. And I go there and it was a full theater. But it was, I think it was only like one other real Pirates fan. Everyone else was there just for an advanced screening.
Uh,
I'm like, what is this? There was like no reactions when Elizabeth came out, and there was like no like almost nobody else stayed for like the end credits scene.
mm,
I'm like, y'all ain't fans then. Like, come
yeah,
on.
fake fans.
Fake. They're all fake. It's like, you're kidding me? And then I went, like, and I was so mad too, because like 5 days later, there ended up being like a San Francisco premiere,
Mm,
and everybody was there. Like, everybody from the NorCal Pirate Festival was there. There was like a whole pirate band playing like shanties in the middle of the theater. I'm like, are you kidding me? How come I didn't know about this? Number one. And two, where was all this when I went like 5 days ago?
yeah.
And then I went to the 7 p.m. premiere, like the night it came out, and I think I was like the only one in the theater. Like at the time, like IMAX was giving away these posters, and I didn't get to see like IMAX on IMAX, but the movie theater workers gave me the posters anyway because
Mm,
I was like the only one there. Demo Tunnel Tales was like the only thing I truly remember like experiencing.
yeah, like no, I think nothing. Even like if they make a Pirates 6 and they have kind of like that some kind of hype, it's still not going to hit the same as it
Yeah.
did 20 years ago. Like truly,
Yeah.
just a different era in like how they like promoted movies, and also I guess just the popularity of the franchise back then. Like it was just
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, cinema just ain't the same no more. It's like I think the last time I'd ever seen anything like that for like a movie is probably like Endgame.
Hmm.
I've never seen anything like that since with movies.
Yeah, that was
And I
probably
don't
the
know how
last like
many years ago
big.
that was.
That was like 2019. So
Yeah. In fact, I just made that connection now. I'm like, At World's End is like Endgame.
yeah, the
It's like
better
the
end
Endgame of
game.
pirates.
But I guess so. What do you think then is kind of like um what do you think is like what made that kind of like time period so special for Pirates of the Caribbean?
Ooh. I just never seen anything so hyped up like that, especially like by Disney.
Mm,
And just like the way that the movies are, I feel like that Diminished Chestnut at World's End was like peak cinema. Like I feel like it's just been downgrading like there on out since.
mm-hmm,
And it's like I always see those movies. Like I always Davy Jones is like an example of how great movies used to be like 20 years ago.
mm-hmm,
And then they compare that CGI to like how it looks now to like a modern Marvel movie or something.
yeah.
It's like that whole time period, like I can't even explain it. Like there was just some kind of magic behind that. Like just yeah, I can't even explain it
Yeah,
really.
it really was like a one of a kind like thing. I like I guess besides like, you mentioned like Star Wars earlier, but like Star Wars and like Marvel, like I don't anything else. I don't think there really is anything else that really like compares to like that kind of hype like in those two
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, it's almost like a kind of like you had to be there kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So much content too, like the Young Jack Sparrow book series and like yeah, so much stuff. And then of course all the different comics and everything. I love the comics
Oh
and the
yeah.
swashbucklers art style. And then I'm
Oh my gosh, I had so
still
like my bed sheets were swashbucklers. All my like I had like school supplies and stuff, like all of that was like swashbucklers. I had stickers.
mhm.
Like I had so much swashbucklers, and little did I found out years later that it was supposed to be like a TV show that never
Yeah,
happened. I'm like, well, that sucks. Like I would have eaten that up as a kid. Like I
yeah.
wanted a Pirates TV show back then,
Hmm.
and just to know that I was robbed of that, I'm just like, oh, man,
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I would have loved a Pirates animated show because I just found out they had like an animated show for The Mummy, like with Brendan Fraser. I just found that out like last year. So I'm like I'm so mad they didn't actually like make the Pirates show they were planning. I don't know why they canceled it. I guess
yeah,
we'll never know, but I'm still so sad about it.
yeah. And then like I saw like Disney Plus coming out. I'm like, and they're like announcing all these shows for like everything, and I'm like, oh my God, please let there be pirates, please let there be pirates. And we never got one. I'm like, they're missing out. They're so missing out.
Yeah, I feel like especially now, I think Pirates of the Caribbean is like becoming more of like a I don't know what the right word is like a beloved franchise where like people are looking back on it and like all these movies are so good and like I feel like I don't know why Disney is not really capitalizing on like the popularity that Pirates of the Caribbean still has, like even to this day. Like obviously, it's kind of dwindled a bit over time, but like it is still really popular. And like we had the new Lego Black Pearl last year, and there's been
Yeah.
the new box lunch and Hot Topic merchandise. Like I'm
Like they're coming
hoping,
out with all this merch and for like I'm like looking at all this, I'm like, why are they doing this now?
yeah, for like no reason. There's nothing coming up. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that D23 this year will hopefully be a Pirate 6 announcement because Jerry Bruckheimer is becoming a Disney legend, so he will be there. Maybe this is the year. I'm holding out hope, but
Yeah,
who
I
knows?
always hold out hope. Like I went to like D23 like a couple times. I'm like hoping and I'm like and there was like nothing. I'm like, man, nothing when I'm there. But like
Yeah,
I could not go to that anymore. That was like the amount of money that I paid for like 2 weekend tickets is now like for 1 weekend. So I'm like, okay, I'm sitting out on that one now.
yeah, it's wild, but I'm
I had like a
hoping,
thought. I don't remember what it was.
hoping.
Like yeah, I don't. I had a thought. I don't remember what now.
I guess let's do some retrospective questions here then. So obviously, Dead Man's Chest is turning 20 years old this year. So what, in your opinion, makes that movie, or I guess Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, whatever you prefer, what do you think makes that so special and why it still like holds up today? I guess.
Well, of course, like the CGI and everything, just technologically, it was almost ahead of its time.
Mm,
And it's like we have not had that since. I feel like a huge reason why that era is so special and why we haven't had that for movies since is that monoculture is dead.
mm,
Like, especially like American monoculture. Like nobody is sat for the same thing anymore. Like you like how everybody is like sat for like the last episode of like Seinfeld and they are even playing like on the screens in Times Square. Like we've not had that for movies or anything since. I
mm.
remember we even had like monoculture on the internet. I'd be able to like talk about like TikTok references in real life. Can't do that no more. It's like everything is just like everybody's all like into like different like little things now.
Mm.
So it's like I've never seen anybody like invested into one thing and have it blow up like that at the same time. So like that era is so special because that because everyone was into that and the way that Disney was marketing that. Like we've it's almost like we can't have that now.
Mm.
It's just like the culture doesn't work that way anymore. And I feel like that's one of the it's like the last times I guess I would say that it's been like that for movies.
Yeah, I definitely
So
agree.
yeah, yeah, that's what I feel like.
Yeah, probably because that was kind of before social media and
Yeah,
everything has turned into something completely different, pop culture wise, and that's kind of like Gore Verbinski said it best. We said that was the end of the era and the end of an era. So I guess it was the end of an era.
yeah, I've never seen directing like that and just everything. Never seen it.
Yeah, it was just crazy. I don't think there will ever be a movie like that is shot the way Dead Man's Chest and At World's End were shot, like for like a year plus, like filming on different islands and in the Caribbean Ocean, like dealing with storms and hurricanes and everything. Like no one would ever do that today.
No,
Like people
everything
just
would be all CG.
yeah.
Like everything was actually there. Like, they were actually on ships and on the islands. Like I
Mhm.
remember seeing like them filming like Dimensional Tales, and it's like everything is like on a blue screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
It doesn't hit the same.
yeah, it just doesn't hit the same, and I can just see it in the movie too.
Mhm.
Like everything's all blue screened. I'm like, it's just not the same. Like they just are not actually out there, and it doesn't hit. Like movies don't get filmed that way anymore.
Mhm. And then also, since the Young Jack Sparrow series is also turning 20 years old this year, what do you think what do you think about those books, makes those so special still to this day?
Oh man, I feel like, man, I don't even know, cause I know why I love them, but everybody else loves them for different reasons. Some people like
Mhm.
love them just for the idea of them, and then like everybody just makes head canons and stuff, or just for the characters. I feel like for me personally, it's like an extension of the Pirates universe. Of course, like Dimensional Tales completely retconned that,
Mhm.
and now they're like not canon. But like I love seeing like I know a lot of there's some people that don't like to see Jack Sparrow's backstory. They just want to keep his thing like a mystery. It almost is like keeping it's almost like unveiling like it's almost like trying to figure out who he is
Mhm.
and like just unveiling clues and stuff. Like I don't know. It's like just figuring out like what makes Jack Sparrow Jack Sparrow. And like I still haven't read all of The Price of Freedom either. And it's like I had because I've read like chunks of it, and just everything that I've read from that so far is like the same thing. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about him. Like I don't even know about it. Like I just love the adventure and stuff. Like they were actually like the fact that they were gonna make like a whole second season. I guess I would say
Mhm.
like they were that popular. And I remember even like reading like interviews and stuff and like magazines and online and whatever. And like I don't know how they just ended up just becoming popular and like they're almost like on par with the films for me.
I
Like
think yeah, I
there's
think
some things I would
I'd
definitely
agree.
do to like add to it in my
Mhm.
adaptation, but just everything about it is just like yeah, I just love it.
Yeah. I think it was a great way to kind of, introduce younger people into the Pirates franchise, especially
Yeah.
because like I was also reading some article about how they were originally going to have Jack be younger in the book series and then kind of
Yeah.
aged him up to be a teenager, which I think was a good choice because I think if you make him
Yeah.
too young, then like you can't really do anything if he's like 8 years old. But like, if he's like
Yeah.
a teenager, then you can have him, do some more crazy stuff. And there's so many like different things that were introduced in the series, like mermaids were introduced in the book series before we saw them in the movies, and so many different kind of like I don't know different ideas. There was different like heathen gods like Chantico in Dance of the Hours, and different ways to kind of expand the franchise and just kind of have like Jack meeting Davy Jones for the first time and like stuff like that I think is like cool little things that they added to kind of make everything so much like bigger, I guess.
Yeah, there's like just like so much that they've added it that haven't even been in the movies.
Mm,
And then just like you said, like stuff that were introduced first in the books. Like I plan on making like a whole video essay on it and just like the history behind them and stuff. And a little bit of what they were about too, but just more so like the backstory behind that
mm,
and like referencing like the interview and stuff. Like like I love just the world expansion. I really wish that Disney would have done something more with that. Like I really wish that they would like I really wish that they would adapt them, and I think it would be cool as an animated series.
mm-hmm,
And I do have idea like I have like an idea of like an art style that I want to see for that and stuff. But I really want it to be live action. like kind of like Stranger Things like does. Like I have like a whole pitch Bible for it and everything, like and about how I want it to be filmed and stuff. And like I just really want to see them on screen. Like I really want to see more. Like I want to see like their books are technically merch, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to see merch of the merch.
Yeah.
Like I want a Young Jack doll that looks like this. That's like my dream. I thought about getting one custom made. Like I just always wanted something more with that. Like I see like all these other like movies getting like prequels and all these shows and stuff. I'm like, they're right there.
Yeah.
Do something with them.
An easy win for Disney, especially when they're trying. People don't know if Johnny Depp is coming back for Pirate Six or even if it's happening at all. But like, I think it's such like an easy win to kind of be like, okay, let's make a Jack Sparrow prequel show, and then you already have everything already laid out for you. Like, you just have to kind of like script it into like an episode format. Like, I think it would work so well as either live action or animated. So
Yeah.
hopefully one day it'll happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, I really hope so.
But yeah, I mean, let's see, what did I not touch on yet? Oh, the villains in the book series. Like, there's no female villains really in the Pirates universe except for like Madame Minuet, and I guess if you want to count Morvrin, Aquila, and Aquala. But like, that's pretty much it. Like, there's no other like female villains,
Yeah. Like
which I
I
thought
feel
was
like
pretty
that if they
interesting.
did adapt those books, they would be like the first like on-screen ones because like the female villain in the Dim and Tell No Tales script got scrapped.
Mm-hmm.
So like that'd be cool to see like Madame Minuet on screen. And like I have like totally like different idea designs like for her. Like just I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like I got to go to New Orleans recently
Mm-hmm.
and all I could think about was the books. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And like I got to bring my cosplay down there and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm living it." I'm living it. Like that's part of the reason why I went was just for the books. I'm like, I gotta cosplay Jack down there before I get too old.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, there's just like I love how they went to New Orleans in the book series. That was super cool, and just I guess all the different locations. Like when I was first reading the first book, I could not figure out how to pronounce Ila Escalatica. I don't even know if that's even the correct pronunciation.
Yeah,
Like
I've never like
I
tried to
was
even pronounce that.
struggling like trying to figure out okay how is this supposed to like how are you supposed to sound this out? And I listened to like a clip of like the first audiobook, and the narrator says it as Ila Escalatica. So I'm like, okay, I'm running with that. That's gonna be how I pronounce it, and hopefully that's correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, great book series, and I feel like one of my favorite aspects of the entire thing, I think, is the things that happen in Sins of the Father. Like, I love how Norrington is in that book, and like you can kind of see, I guess, how he kind of grows into who you see in the movies, and like he had a terrible father. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god, Lawrence Norrington is such a bad father.
Yeah. Like it really like shows how he ends up being in that first movie.
Mm,
Like that book like really lives up to its name
yeah.
with Teague and Lawrence.
And I originally thought that Jack was going to save Norrington when he like falls into the water, but it ends up being
Yeah.
Teague, of course. But and then Lawrence Norrington gets like incredibly angry that his son was saved by a pirate, and he's like, "You are an absolute failure. I wish you died." I'm like, okay, calm down.
Yeah, that's like harsh. I that's how I would rewrite the scene to where Jack would be going in to save him. I think that'd be
Mm,
so cool. Like I have so many like scenes that I would rewrite or even like add in. Like I even like wrote out a script for the first part of the first episode that I want.
mm,
Like I have like a whole thing about like how like Arabella gets introduced and about how Jack gets introduced and about how like some of the other characters get introduced and like how I want to see them on screen. I'm like, I need to send this in Disney. And then to be like, no. No, we ain't doing that.
And then one of the other things I really like a lot too is like how Jack gets his first gold tooth, like in book 5, 6, and 7. I love how the progression of first it's bronze and then it turns silver and then it
Yeah.
turns gold before they break the amulet. I'm like, that is such a cool like explanation to kind of be like to kind of like add stuff like that in the books to kind of explain different things on Jack's like character. Like, I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
like
super
how like they
cool.
start adding like more things like, you start seeing the him become who we see in the films.
Hmm.
Like where he gets his first beads, where he gets his first tooth, the gold tooth, or whatever. It's like that's really cool that we get to see all that kind of just adding up.
Yeah, and that's why I hate the scene in Dead Men Tell No Tales so much because he gets like everything from one like encounter. I'm like, okay, that is not accurate. I am not believing this.
Yeah, and then all that stuff is like from On Stranger Tides too. So
Yeah,
it's like they're just completely even ignoring the trilogy, let alone the books.
yeah.
Like what the heck? And it's like doing Jack Sparrow costuming. I just am particular about like pieces like from like different films or whatever. I'm like looking
Mm,
at that new Funko Pop of like the Cursed Jack. I'm like,
yeah,
that's a Dead Man's Chest costume.
yeah. But yeah, the way I think about that flashback sequence is I picture it as Salazar's like fan fiction of like what happened. So I'm like, okay, so you can kind of that's kind of how I like internalize it. So I kind of be like, I don't really consider that part of the movie canon just because I mean, the scene is great. I just don't like how they try to explain the creation of Jack Sparrow was this one specific moment and it wasn't like a build up over time.
Yeah, and also like the fact that like his name wasn't even like oh, that's how his name was created. He's
Yeah.
always been Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, and like how would Jack even have known that Salazar called him a sparrow because he wasn't even on the ship?
Yeah. And
But
then and then also the whole part where he gets all the stuff.
mm.
It's like I don't know how I could explain that.
And the other thing is like Teague is there too, like it's in the background. Like they don't like
Yeah.
mention it, but he's standing there, which I think is kind of interesting. Why Teague was not the captain of that ship and some random pirate was, which was kind of weird. But
Yeah, I have like, oh man, I have maybe I should write it down as fan fiction, but I have like a whole thing about how that comes up and like kind of bridging the gap between like the books and the scene.
mm-hmm,
Like I have like an idea where like Arabella gives Jack her bandana like when they part, and so the bandana that he wears in the scene is hers.
mm-hmm,
Like that's why I always like to think of that.
that's cool. I think I saw something from somewhere. I don't know who posted it originally, but I think they said that like there was like a original version of that flashback scene where Jack was younger and he was like imprisoned on the Silent Mary and Teague was the captain of that ship and he was going to rescue Jack and that ends up leading to everything that happens and like the young kind of boy that's on that pirate ship in the finished movie was supposed to be the kid who was playing younger Jack. I don't know if that was actually like real at all, but I saw that from someone and I'm like, oh, that's
I
actually very
remember,
interesting.
yeah, I remember, like I think I knew about the Young Jack thing before. Like I never even knew that about the like original concept, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. But now I feel like we've been robbed because
Yeah,
that could have been like Young Jack from the books.
yeah.
But I remember like seeing like rumors about it, and there was like one kid claiming to be Young Jack, and like he would be talking about it on Instagram and stuff. And he looked exactly like Books Jack. Like he's still my face claim for him to this day. And I remember like when the trailer came out, I'm like, what the heck? This is far like I remember like seeing all these behind the scenes pictures out of context and trying to make them be part of the Young Jack scene. I'm like seeing the dying goal. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that looks like the barnacle. Like and then I see the trailer and I'm like, this looks nothing like the books. And then that kid just ended up being in that scene, like
Mm-hmm.
in the background. I'm like, the perfect Young Jack is right there, and Disney didn't even use him.
Yeah.
Like, literally right there. Like, truly robbed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they didn't like do a lot of digging because it's weird because I was reading stuff about the Price of Freedom and how AC Crispin was like writing that. She said that they provided her with like a 400-page book about like everything about Pirates of the Caribbean, like that happened in the movies. I'm like, so what happened to that book when they were writing Dead Men Tell No Tales? Like,
I
Like,
remember
I feel
reading
like they could
somewhere
have
that they
used that.
told her to avoid writing about the books,
Mm,
and they don't even care if she like retcon them. So she just left that part of Jack's life out entirely. I think I read a part where it was like saying like Jack went away for a few years as a teenager, and that's like it. And I'm glad that they left it that way.
yeah.
But it's like they've just ignored everything that happened before Pirates 4
Mm,
in Dim and Tunnel Tales.
yeah. It's really weird. I hope, hopefully, if Pirate 6 comes out, hopefully Jeff Nathanson is not writing the script, and hopefully it
Yeah.
is a better movie because of that.
Oh
But
yeah.
but yeah, I think AC Crispin said that she read the first Legends of the Brethren Court book as well, but that was like all she read when before she started writing it. And she said that she had an idea for like a sequel, like that would end up going into the whole mutiny and everything with Barbossa and what happens to Esmeralda and everything. But unfortunately, Disney never contracted her to write that, and then she passed away like 2 years after the book came out, unfortunately. But that would have been a fantastic book to kind of have like
Oh
the
man.
mutiny and everything. That would be so cool.
I love all those canceled pirate stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I really wanted to see that second Young Jack Sparrow series
mhm.
and what that would have ended up being.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see them like all like more grown up. I guess kind of like how John is in the Legends of the Bellering Court, like to kind of have them at that age range doing kind of like more grown up things. That would have been super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, totally.
And like maybe like Fitzy could be like hunting them down the whole time because he's working for
Oh
the East India Trading
yeah.
Company. That would be cool. Maybe they make him turn again, and maybe he turns back to a pirate. Who knows? That would have been cool. But well, we'll
Oh, I
never
love
know.
I've always loved that concept of like I always think about like that'd be cool if Fitz turned back into like a pirate in his
Hmm.
adult years and he kind of like is off like Scruffington, like Norrington
Yeah,
when he falls off.
yeah, that would have been super cool. Unfortunately, Pirates of the Caribbean has like the longest list of like canceled media of like any franchise.
Yeah, there's like a whole iceberg. Like
Yeah,
I just think of like a whole iceberg just of canceled pirate stuff.
yeah. And now we just got a new thing that was canceled this year with the Captain Jack Sparrow and the Siren Queen show that was supposed to
Yeah.
be on the Disney Adventure cruise ship, but it was canceled for some reason. I don't know why. Like I remember when they were doing the media preview for that cruise ship, I'm like, where is the video of this
Yeah, I want to
Pirates of the
see it.
Caribbean show? And then I messaged one of the people who was on there. I'm like, do you know the status of this show? And he's like, okay, I'll look into it. And then he like posted like, yeah, it got canceled. I'm like, okay, great. That's
Oh.
that's incredible.
Well, I
But I'm
try
like,
not to lose all hope because that secret cinema thing in London,
mm,
that was originally gonna be in 2020 and it got canceled because of COVID.
mm,
I don't know if it's gonna be the exact same story that they were planning on because they leaked like concept art of that like a couple years ago or so. But but the fact that they're bringing that back, I try not to lose all hope.
yeah, that is. There's so many like signs like in the past year of like more and more Pirates of the Caribbean things that Disney has been doing. I don't know if it's really going to lead anywhere. I'm hoping it does, but
Yeah, they
only
have to.
time
So
will
like
tell.
2000s nostalgia is like huge right now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this is like a big part of the 2000s. Like they need to
Mm,
like do something and not just like merge. Like
yeah,
give us like a TV show, a movie or something.
yeah. They're just missing out on so much. Like obviously, there's a lot of people who said that I won't watch anything Pirates of the Caribbean related without Johnny Depp in it. I'm like, I understand that because he is the reason that there is a franchise to begin with. But
Yeah.
like there is so much more to like that mythology, that universe that you could expand on. And I
Yeah.
feel like Disney just for some reason doesn't want to like touch it at all because for some reason I guess they associate it with Johnny Depp. So if they don't want to associate with Johnny Depp, and they don't want to associate with Pirates of the Caribbean, which is kind of an unfortunate reality. But hopefully
Yeah,
they're
it's like do a young Jack Sparrow thing. They'd still have pirates with Jack Sparrow and cast like an actual kid to play like Jack Sparrow. And then they'd have to film all those seasons back to back.
mm, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get something at D23. I'm holding out hope. If we don't, I will be very crushed, but it won't be the first time that I've been let down by no Pirates of the Caribbean news. So,
Yeah, the whole fandom knows that feeling way too well.
we know not to get too excited because if I get too excited and nothing happens, then I'll just be disappointed.
Yeah, it's like I'm at the point where it's like I don't care if there's a Pirates 6, I want a Young Jack Sparrow series. I want a
Mm-hmm.
Pirates Disney Plus thing. Like I only want to see a Pirates 6 just so I can experience the hype for that as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I really want a Young Jack Sparrow show. Like I'll die on that hill. I've been wanting that since I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess that's kind of everything that I had planned. Was there anything else that you want to talk about?
I have I have a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the manga? Did you ever get the manga?
No, I still have not bought it. I know of its existence and I've seen some of the pages from it, but I have not gotten it yet. It's
Yeah,
on
they're
my
actually coming out
list.
with that box set. I
Yeah,
think it's already out, but yeah,
I
they got
did
that
see
box set
that.
that's coming out. Yeah, the
It's weird
Young
they
Jack
they never did
Sparrow
a
one.
Curse of the Black Pearl manga. Like they had Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, and they lump it
Yeah.
together with the Young Jack Sparrow one for some reason.
Yeah, the
But
Young Jack Sparrow one is so weird. Like nobody should let that ever be their introduction to the books because it falls so far from being faithful to the books. It's like the first volume, which I guess when they translated all that, they just put both of those volumes into one book.
mm,
But the first volume is pretty much like an adaptation of The Coming Storm, except without like two of our main characters. And then the second one is like a mashup of the next three books. And it's
mm,
like so weird. Like before they came out in English, I had just like the books in Japanese. And so I would like try to like comprehend what's happening just through the pictures. And I'm like, what is even going on here? And it was until it finally came out in English that I could figure it out. I'm like, geez. And I was trying, like, I wanted it so badly to be translated. And
mm.
like, I even brought it to like a convention. And because I had a friend that took Japanese, so I was like, can you translate these at all? She's like, it's been like 10 years. I don't know. She managed to translate like the first page of that. And that was like it. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was, I do like some of the liberties that they took with that.
I do
And I
remember.
feel like I would
I
put a couple of that into my adaptation of the series.
mhm. I think I saw a picture of like how they drew Torrance in that book, and it looked so weird. I'm like, who is this man?
Left Foot Lewis is even weirder. I'm
Yeah,
like, what time period is this dude from?
yeah. I'll have to get that eventually, just to have it in my collection. Also, just to look through the art and everything. But yeah.
Like, I remember, like, ooh, one of my favorite Pirates video games is Pirates Online. I think you
Mm,
said, yeah, you played a little bit of that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
do want to
played
play
that a
more of it.
lot.
Yeah, I remember playing it. The first time I played it was when it originally came out, and I did like the free trial or whatever. Like, I downloaded it on like our family computer and like was playing it for like an hour. And then you get to the part of the tutorial where you talk to Will Turner. And I'm like, oh my god, it's Will Turner. And then I think I got the Port Royal. I talked to Elizabeth, and then like I just never played it again because that was just the free trial. But I have been playing it off and on now with the new version, and it is still such like a I don't know. It's a very nostalgic experience. Like just like I don't know.
Yeah, I have
Games
like
are just not made like
so
that
much
anymore.
nostalgia with that. I remember like the original islands, and now I also remember when they changed that.
Hmm.
And I just remember so much of that, but I didn't get too far into the game because I was like bad at video games, so I just didn't. Once it got too hard, I would just create a new pirate. So like I had like five different pirates. So I never got too far into it, but I remember a lot of it still. I remember when it closed. I remember like I was always going like back and forth between Pirates and Sims. It's still like that to this day with the new one and the new Sims and all that. But I remember like going back on a Pirates, checking in on it. I'm like, I miss Pirates, and seeing on the launcher page that it was closing down, and they granted everyone free premium memberships for like the month leading up to the closure.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone had a free membership, and I'm like, they're closing. This sucks. And like I remember when they closed, and I remember just like having that void, like those couple years after, where there just wasn't a Pirates Online, and
Hmm.
like I remember like missing it a lot, and just trying to play other pirate type of games like MMOs. but nothing would just hit. Like I tried like Pirates of the Burning Sea, and that one wasn't even entirely open world, like the way that this one was. So I'm like, and then right after that, I found that they were remaking the game. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta do it. I made an account on the forums and everything, and it turns out it wasn't even open yet. It was like on closed alpha.
Mhm.
So it wasn't until another year where I found another remake where I found like another yeah, I found the other remake and they were open alpha. So I got to actually play that. And so I was there was like nothing on that game though. There was like no caves, no sailing, just no quests. All you could do was like stand around and level up or whatever. And like they would actually even do like little in-game events, like just to give everybody something to do. And I actually ended up being staff for that at one point. There was like so much drama between those two of those remakes. Like it was so crazy. Like there was even like swatting involved and all that. I'm like, this is all for a kids game. Like what is going on here? And eventually like I don't know what happened, but it just felt that old one just fell off and I got onto the I had been like I was playing those two back and forth when they like when I got the beta key for the current like remake that's been out. But I had been playing the one that's been existing ever since, and it's a lot of fun. I've been playing that one a lot lately, like
Yeah.
a lot.
I'm surprised like how well that game like functions now, like the fan version. Like it's and they just like they added like a whole bunch of like new original content to it recently, which was like super cool.
Yeah, like I leveled the Kraken. Like when I first saw the Kraken in that game, because they came out with like a whole new Kraken thing, and
Hmm.
I saw the Kraken. I did not think that they would put like that much effort into it. Like you can see
Yeah.
like the tentacles over the ship and everything. I'm like, I was not expecting that at all whatsoever. I was not expecting to actually be fighting the Kraken. I thought it was just gonna be like a cutscene or something.
Mm.
Like I didn't think that it was gonna be like crazy like that. And I've just been fighting a bunch of Krakens and stuff trying to get these legendaries and all that.
Yeah, it's so cool. And Jolly Roger, like the villain of that game, is like probably one of my favorite like pirates villains. And like I don't know, I think like they he doesn't like die at the end of the story. I don't think they ever like kill him off or anything.
I don't think they
I
ever
think
finished his thing off. They were
yeah.
like doing like something with like the headstones, and they had like a full canceled quest that would like finish that, but it never got made. So it kind of just like leads off, like just done with the headstone quest, and then they put in like the Kraken one, which is like unrelated. It was like a different thing, and I don't think anything came out of that. And like Jolly Roger comes up in the game and stuff, so they never finished his thing off.
Yeah. I would love I think Jolly Roger is like the perfect villain to like bring into like the next movie or whatever. I think that'd be so cool. Like
That'd be
I
so cool to tie Pirates Online in with the movies.
yeah, he's like I think his design is like so unique, and he has like the voodoo powers and like the arm like cannon thing, and I think he's like a
Yeah, they
super
actually have
cool.
his weapons as like legendaries in the game now. You can get his hand cannon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that so bad.
Yeah, and I think
So
his
cool.
backstory I think is so cool too. Like he has like the like he gets like cursed after he like loses that like card game with Jack because he was like trying to become the Pirate Lord of the Caribbean, and like this is like some like perfect like material to like kind of bring into like the next movie. I think would be so cool. Like obviously they did Skeleton Pirates already in Pirates One, but I mean Jolly Roger I think would be such a cool villain to see like in the movies.
Yeah, and that'd be a cool way to kind of bring back the skeletons. It's like
Hmm.
different from like the cursed ones that we see, but like that'd be a cool way to bring the ride back more into the
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, that'd be super cool. But yeah, I gotta
Yeah, I
play
didn't
more of
play
that
very
game.
many. I didn't play very many video games aside from that. Like I tried the At World's End one, but I couldn't get past like the first part. So it was just like, but I feel like oh, I just completed Lego Pirates,
Hmm.
and like we completed that like fully like the whole thing. That was a lot of fun. But like
Yeah,
Pirates
that game
Online is
is
like the
awesome.
only truly open world thing that I've seen for Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, I want an Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but it's pirates,
Yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's like the fact that we got robbed of Armada the Damned like
yeah.
kills me.
I will never not be mad that they canceled Armada the Damned. It was so far into development too, and I'm just so sad about that. Like, that would have been an incredible game.
That'd be cool if they brought that back, especially with all these pirate games coming out. Like I've been
Hmm.
hearing a lot about Windrose and Black Flag getting remade.
Yeah.
Like they don't do like movie tie-in games anymore.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
like
like a lost art.
yeah, it's like they just do like Fortnite collabs now. It's like, well, I'm not downloading Fortnite just to get a few skins.
Yeah.
Like I've never played cared to play that. Like so, like I didn't get Sea of Thieves in the first place because I didn't care so much about like the art style. I don't know
Hmm.
what about it. I guess I even though like there's parts of like the Pirates Online art style that seem very dated, I still like their art style better. Like
Hmm.
I just like something about Sea of Thieves didn't attract me to it. But then they had like the Pirates of the Caribbean thing and I'm like, oh, I actually want to try that now. And a few of my Pirates Online friends were like playing Sea of Thieves. And I tried to get into that, but my laptop won't play anything other than Pirates Online. So it was just like I have to wait to get a new laptop for me to do that.
Yeah, I originally played Sea of Thieves when it first came out, but I kind of like dropped off on it because there wasn't really much to do, especially if you're not playing with anyone else. It's kind of just like a boring experience. But I remember when I was watching like that Xbox showcase or whatever, like when they announced the Pirates of the Caribbean collaboration, and I was just like in Discord with a bunch of my friends, and like that trailer started, and I did not pick up on it at all until Jack Sparrow shows up in the brig, and I was like, oh my god, and I was freaking out about it. But yeah, that was really cool.
I love that they have parts of the ride in that though.
Yeah.
And it's I especially love like the Lego Pirates
Hmm.
where like they have like the bonus section
Yeah, where you
when you
go through the
complete
ride.
everything.
Yeah.
You go through the ride. That was so cool.
Yeah, I have
Like
to replay that.
I love when they do like parts of like the ride and like stuff like that. Especially if they go like beat for beat.
Mm. Yeah, it's super cool. I have to replay like a Pirates of the Caribbean. I haven't played it in years. I just realized I found out recently that there's like exclusive characters that were only in like the DS version. So like all these years I had this like thought in my head. I'm like, I swear to God, there was like a Flying Dutchman Will Turner minifigure in Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. But when I looked up like the list of minifigures, it wasn't there. I'm like, there's no way I was imagining this for so long. And then I found out recently that the DS version had like a bunch of different exclusive characters, and the Flying Dutchman Will Turner was one of those characters. I'm like, that's why he wasn't in like the normal version of the game.
Oh my gosh, I
But
didn't
like
even know about
for
that.
years I thought that was like some like weird like dream I had that like there was some like Flying Dutchman Will Turner. But yeah, he's in the DS version, not the console or PC version for some reason.
Yeah, I remember like the last one that we got, I got like the Jack Sparrow one,
Mm-hmm.
and like you had to like get a code to unlock him, and you bring him up, and he starts dancing, and they start playing the whole Pirate's Life for Me straight from the ride,
Yeah.
and then all the characters just stop and start dancing around him, and that was just like so funny. That was like a nice surprise. I'm like, another Jack Sparrow. It doesn't look that much different. Oh, that's what makes him special.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that game was awesome. I remember back when the like At World's End like game came out, like back in 2007 or whatever. Like I do remember playing a bit of that, and then I did play a bit of like the PC version that's on Steam, which is like the the lower quality version of the game because they like re-released it on like Xbox 360 and it's like better graphics and everything. But the PC version for some reason is like the original version of the game, not like the better version,
I never seen the
unfortunately.
PC version. I don't remember what I had it on. I don't remember if I had it on the Wii or like the Xbox one. I don't remember what I had it on. It might have been the Wii. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I remember back when I was a kid, I had like the DS at World's End game, and that was different. Like I think it starts off with like the Ela Cruces like fight, and it was as a kid I could not like complete it. I was getting so mad, I just rage quit that game and never played it again because like I could not like you had to do like some like combo or something. And I could not figure it out, and I was getting so mad.
Ah, that's me with all these games. Yeah, I still sometimes rage quit Pirates Online. I'm like, screw this. I log off and I log back in like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, hopefully we get some like I don't know. This is my like Disney thing that I'm kind of mad about right now is like they are investing so heavily into like Epic Games and like Fortnite specifically. And I'm like, where is like the push to like make other games? Like Fortnite is not the only game that exists. Like I don't want to be like, in 5 years I'm watching like the first 10 minutes of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 in Fortnite. Like I just saw like you can watch the first 10 minutes of like the Mandalorian movie in Fortnite like next week. I'm like, I do not want to be doing that in 5 years for Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Yeah, and I don't want to have all my Pirates games be where I'm just Jack Sparrow and then I'm next to like some other completely different character,
Yeah,
like somebody from like Stranger Things or something, and then just like I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I want to play like an actual Pirates of the Caribbean game, not a Fortnite lobby.
yeah. Like I did play Fortnite like back when they did the Pirates of the Caribbean skins last year, and that was cool. But like I'm not like Fortnite's not like a game that I really play at all. That was the first time I played Fortnite since it launched. But
Yeah.
I did buy the pirate skins, of course. But that was I haven't played Fortnite since. But I don't know. I just wish that they would make like an actual Pirates of the Caribbean game. That's why I'm super excited for like the Black Flag remake coming out. Obviously, it's not Pirates of the Caribbean theme, but Black Flag is like one of my favorite games of all time. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
super
got to
excited
like
for
watch
that.
the whole gameplay of that and I just love it. I would like to actually love to play it myself if I ever got like a console someday.
Hmm.
Like I've always wanted to like straight up play that. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Everybody's gonna be mistaking my Young Jack Sparrow cosplay for Mary Reed again for like the next few years. Like the
Yeah, I
first few
know.
years after the game originally came out, everyone just kept going up to me at conventions, especially Assassin's Creed cosplayers. They'd be like,
Hmm.
"Are you Mary Reed? Are you James Kidd?" I'm like, "No, I'm Young Jack Sparrow."
I completely forgot how similar she looks to Jack until I saw like the trailer for the remake. I'm like, oh my god! Like I completely forgot she has like the red bandana, the short hair. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like,
dang.
this is gonna happen all over again. Gotta put that cosplay away for the next few years.
Ugh.
Just like
Yeah.
even like a comment on one of my recent pictures of that, and they're like, "This is Mary Reed." I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been chasing that feeling of like the big like the pirate game that's like the best pirate game out there. Like Skull and Bones I did play, but I Skull and Bones is something that I'm just disappointed about entirely because I was so excited for that game when it was like first announced like 10 years ago. And then when it came
Yeah.
out, it was like a shell of what it was supposed to be and I'm like this is just I'm
Yeah, I
so
was
sad.
hearing about that. That was
And
a
then
bummer.
yeah, and I did play Windrose, which just like released into early access, which is also pretty cool. But it's like it's kind of like Minecraft, but it's like a pirate game, so you have to like build your base and everything. And like that's not really the type of game that like I am looking for. Like if I'm playing a pirate game, I want to do pirate things. I don't want to like be making my base and like smelting iron ingots and making tools and stuff. Like that's just I mean it's a genre of game people love, and I was enjoying playing it, but I want just like the pirate experience just in
Yeah,
like
I
an
love
open world
creation on
game.
the level. Shoot, like a lot of like I kept remaking pirates on Pirates Online to create new pirates because I just always loved creation. And
Hmm.
that's how I ended up getting into The Sims. My dad saw that I was making like a million me's on the Wii, so like he ended up just getting me The Sims. So like I've always loved creation and like building stuff and all that and making people. And I would like that for like a pirate game, but I also just want to do other things too. I don't want to have it like be like a game where it's like you build like a like remember that mobile game that came out with
Oh, Tides of
Dimensional
War.
Tales? Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like you have like your fort or whatever, you have
Hmm.
like your base and you got to build that up and you got to spend all these coins to build that up or watch it be all built up and then you go out on this little on your little ship on the map thing and you got to fight other ships. I did not get into that a lot. I'm like I was expecting so much more from
Yeah.
like Dimensional Tales than just like a little like Clash of Clans clone or whatever that is.
Yeah. I remember playing it like when it first came out. I'm like, it's so cool. Like we got like, a new Pirates of the Caribbean mobile game. And I'm like, oh, it's just like Clash of Clans. Like I wake up every day and I log on and like, oh, my base has been destroyed like 5 times and I have to spend the day repairing all my things. I'm like, this is not the type of game I want to play. Like,
Yeah, I've never been into those type of games. Just like, oh, I wanted like a real Pirates game.
yeah. Like every day I would be like purchasing the peace shield. Like no one attacks me tonight, so I don't have to wake up and like redo all my things again. But I'm like, yeah, this is. I mean, the art style was neat. I like how they kind of had like some kind of like
Yeah.
story missions and things. But I don't know, just not the type of game that I would want. But I think they had
Yeah, that'd be
that
cool if
old
they
like a
redid
Pirates game.
Pirates Online.
Yeah.
Like if they made like with updated graphics and everything and added more of like the other like Pirates 4 and 5 or whatever. But like they aren't gonna do MMOs ever again. I'm just
Hmm.
sad. I'm just like, dang it.
Yeah, that was a crazy time when they were making like MMOs for everything, like the
Yeah.
Toontown, Club Penguin, Pirates, like
I had
just like
every variation of like a webkins concept, like stuffed animals with a code. I had like the webkins, I had like Littlest Pet Shop version of that, I had the Build-A-Bear version of that, I had like Neopets, My
mm,
Pets, just everything that existed like that. And it's like they don't make stuff like that anymore.
yeah, like I don't know, like everything now is just like conglomerated into like one thing. Like video games is like, oh, here's the next Fortnite collab, and instead of like back then it would have been, oh, here's like the movie tie-in game, or like here's like the Flash game we made to promote our game or our movie, and like you don't see that kind of like energy anymore. Obviously, Flash player got disabled and everything, but you can still play those old Pirates Flash games. I Cursed Cave Crusade is like that is my favorite Flash game of all time. It's also like the most infuriating Flash game I've ever played.
Some of my first memories on the internet were Googling pirates, like right after I just got into Pirates of the Caribbean. I would just Google pirates and I'd pull up all of like these like websites and like they're all like homemade and stuff. And like some of them would be like made by pirate enthusiasts and some of them would be like made by schools.
Mm,
And I'd always like pull up the Curse of the Black Pearl website and it was all just that movie because that's all there was. And it was like totally like early 2000s flash type of like website.
yeah,
And every time I'd pull it up, the trailer for the movie would come out, like would pop up on the screen, and you're like forced to sit there and watch it every time you open up the website. And I have so much nostalgia for that trailer because of that website. And it's like they don't make websites like that anymore. They don't make games
yeah,
like that. Just no magic at all.
yeah. Like you look at what the Pirates of the Caribbean website was back then, and then what it is now, which is just like a page on the Disney website, and like it's just what a downgrade. Like back then, you had
Yeah.
like you could like go through the Black Pearl and everything. Like just sad. I don't know. We need that kind of like I don't know what the word for it is, but like that kind of like over the top like marketing or just over the top anything. Like I feel like people
Yeah,
like
like that
don't
whimsy is just
yeah the whimsy
gone.
yeah like they I just saw like I don't know if you're aware of this, but they changed the Spotify app icon on the phone for like its like 20th anniversary or whatever, and it's like a globe that has like different like effects on it, and people were all mad they changed it and like oh they're changing it back in a week. I'm like so no one likes this like whimsy and like over the top design
And
anymore.
people
Like
wonder why this whole world is like sad and beige.
yeah, exactly. Like we don't have the McDonald's with the playgrounds anymore. Like
Like I noticed
I
that
don't
there's
know.
nothing for kids. Like I
Yeah,
remember just growing up on Pirates Online and it's just like just nothing like that for kids now. And sure, the remake exists, but now it's full of us adults who grew up on the game.
yeah,
So like what was it? Like somebody was in the chat and they're like, "Oh, I'm 14 years old." I'm like, one, we don't believe that, and two, you were like so like you were like not even born. I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh
How
my
would you
gosh,
how would you know
if
about
that's
this?
true, I feel old."
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's so weird being like, obviously it's hard to kind of understand that for like kids in this generation, but like the internet is such a different place than what it was back then, and like I would not want to be a kid like going through the internet now, especially with like AI everywhere. Like
Yeah, and like
it's not the
TikTok,
same.
like there's no spaces for kids, and there's just
Yeah.
no spaces in general. And I feel like that a cool part about growing up with Pirates of the Caribbean back then was there was so much spaces for us,
Hmm.
and it felt like the world was for kids, and that's why there was just so much of that color and whimsy, especially with all the
Yeah.
marketing and stuff. And it's like I am beyond jealous of a lot of these other people I know who were like older when they came out and got to experience it and have like better memories of it
Hmm.
and go to like the fan events and stuff. But there's so much magic, like actually growing up with it and being a kid with it, like getting to actually play with the Zizzle toys and playing the Pirates games and stuff.
Yeah.
I always felt lucky enough to be like of that exact target demographic when the Young
Hmm.
Jack books came out. I don't think I wouldn't have known about them otherwise because they were like introduced in my school or whatever. Like I didn't even know about Price of Freedom when that first came out because like that was like out of my reading range and that was like not in schools.
Yeah. It's really sad. I feel like I don't know. Like I just I would like to be like older back then to kind of understand it at like a higher level, but like also like I wouldn't trade being a kid back then just because of like that experience as well. Like I know like I would love to like go back and like go in a time machine and just take me back to like the very first like midnight showing of Dead Man's Chest so I can like see the audience reaction to like Barbosa like walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like I would love to like that's like one of the moments I would just love to kind of like to like be there and kind of witness like that in
Yeah, a
person. It'd be
lot of my
so
friends
cool.
remember that and they would tell me about that. I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. And like some people I knew like even like got to see Crystal Black Pearl in theaters and like remember the reactions of like people seeing like the writer references and stuff.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, meanwhile I don't even like remember I don't remember that movie theater experience or nothing. And I barely even remember on Stranger Tides.
Yeah,
So that'd be cool. Like I would totally take a time machine back to like 2006.
yeah. It's a double-edged sword because like I would love to kind of experience everything like the age I am now, but I also like I loved being a kid back then because there was so much stuff that was made specifically for kids, and like I don't know, I feel like it's weird because Pirates of the Caribbean was not really like a very kid-friendly movie, but it was marketed towards kids, which I don't
Yeah,
know.
like so I was surprised with how much stuff they came out with for little girls.
Mm,
Like I had so much pirate shirts and stuff. Like I had a lot of like pink and purple like Pirates of the Caribbean type of like folders and binders and pencils and stuff. Like so much was like I had so many t-shirts. Like there was so much for like for everybody. So that was like so cool. And it's like, man,
yeah, but it was like one of the last times they like that was like something that like everyone took part in. Like it wasn't like specifically for like boys or specifically for girls. Like they like made merchandise for everything. Like everything was like catered to like the whole entire family. And I think that was one of like the super interesting parts of I guess the marketing of that movie is like they didn't limit themselves to like one specific group of people.
yeah, I wanted the Elizabeth Swan costume so bad. But like we looked at every single Halloween Party City or whatever, like every store in town, and there wasn't even a single Pirates of the Caribbean costume. Like we didn't get that much Pirates of the Caribbean stuff coming into my area, just the distribution.
Mm.
So it's like I could not find and there were hardly any pirate costumes. I just got whatever they had left, and it was just like something I did not want. But I wanted to be Elizabeth so bad. I've considered cosplaying her someday, like that Dead Man's Chest movie version.
Hmm.
Like I've always wanted to do that, and the fact that they were just like making that stuff, that was like so cool. Like there was so many people dressed up for Halloween too, for pirates though. Like half of my school were pirates.
Yeah, I always wanted to be Will for Halloween back when I was a kid, but they never made a Will Turner Halloween costume until last year. They actually released a Will
Yeah.
Turner costume, but so I was always forced to be Jack. I think I was Jack like two or three times for Halloween, but I always wanted to be Will Turner, and I was so sad they never made a Will Turner Halloween costume back then.
Yeah, I had like the role play kits that had like the bandana and
Mm.
the arm dreads and stuff and the belts and the rings and all that. I wore that stuff for like a year straight. Literally a year straight until my family made me not wear it. Like they're like, you can't wear this anymore. It's ruining how your hair grows. You cannot do that.
That's great.
Like I wanted a full costume so bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just truly a different time for I guess how Disney like promoted their movies. Also, Dead Man's Chest, first Disney movie to make $1 billion, by the way. So that's a cool thing. And they also won the Oscar for visual effects in 2006. So I feel like Disney like forgets how important Pirates of the Caribbean was like to like their company because that was like their like first like live action success really, and it's kind of sad how they kind of like push it aside nowadays.
Dude, it had so many milestones. Like that was like the first official PG-13 Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first one that was not Touchstone. And they were like so afraid of that they didn't even put the Disney logo in like the opening part of the movie.
Yeah, I always forget about that when I put on Curse of the Black Pearl and it goes right to the logo with like no like Disney intro. Um, but I always forget about that. But like I love the Dead Man's Chest also was the first Disney movie to have like that new like Cinderella Castle logo too.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of firsts that Pirates did that I feel like Disney does not appreciate enough. But
Well, oh, actually, yeah, I have notes. I got a couple more things. Do you have favorite early Pirates merch?
ooh, I think if I had to pick, it has to be. Oh, it might be a tie between like some of like the Disney Adventures magazines that I have from back then,
Ooh.
and also probably just like some of the Zizzle action figures. It's like I have three. I've been buying some more Disney Adventures magazines over time, but I have three from back when I was a kid. I have the Comic Zone one from 2007 with like the Dragon Tile comic, the Beast Ship comic, and um, the other one that's in there as well. Can't remember which one it is, but like those like comics, I didn't know of like all the other Pirates of the Caribbean comics back then, so I was kind of limited to like those five that were in those issues. But like I remember just like reading them over and over again. Like I read Beast Ship like so many times because it had Will Turner in it, and like I don't know those like Swashbucklers comics are like so like near and dear to my heart. Oh, something else in Swashbucklers art style that I really do like, probably also might be tied or maybe first place is the Ghost Ship like Swashbucklers
Ooh.
like storybook thing they made for kids because
Ooh,
like
yeah.
that one is out of like I think the four of those they made is my favorite because I read that so many times because it's just about Will and Elizabeth going onto a ghost ship in the harbor of Port Royal and they fight like the ghost pirates and it's so cool and I did a book report on it for school in like third grade like
Oh,
that's like if I had to say like what is my favorite book I would probably say that even though it's like 20 pages with like 10 sentences but yeah that book is one of my favorite things. I still have that one I have from way back, but yeah, other than Swashbuckler stuff, it's probably the Zizzle action figures that I still have. I wish I had the Black Pearl playset still. I'm so sad that I don't have that anymore. But
oh yeah. Like I had like obviously like the Sizzle ones. Like aside from like the books, like the Sizzle ones are just like my favorite. I also one of my favorite things that I had that was wearable was a locket
mm,
that had like Calypso's crab on like the front and then you open it, it's a picture of Jack Sparrow. And that was one of the very few things that I never lost. Like I always had that. I wore that to my first Ren Fair. Like I just always have that, and it's like up on my wall now, so I'm never losing that. What else? The Zizzle stuff. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, definitely the swashbuckler stuff. There was like things that I forgot that I even had. I would like dig them out and I'd be like, I forgot that I even had that.
yeah,
Or I'd see it online. I'm like, wait a minute,
looks
did
vaguely
I have
familiar.
this? Well, I saw like on a Smosh article about like fail toys or whatever about like it had like the Will Turner figure in that, and I'm like, wait a minute. I look up on my shelf and he's like on my shelf in box and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have it, and he goes down as like one of the most cursed ones with the sword thrust and Will Turner. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I do have that. I think I have like two of them, but there have been times where I've broken out because I think I have the Jack, I have Will, and I have Davy Jones and Macus ones in that like line where you squeeze their legs or whatever. And like there have been times where I've just kind of like broken them out and just like played with them because like I don't know they're
Yeah, I never
still
opened
so
this one
fun.
because I was not that much into Will Turner. I just wanted Jack Sparrow. But I got the Jack Sparrow one like years later. It was like in front of like a convention that I was at, and it was like a homeless person just selling a table full of figures. And I see the Jack Sparrow one. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. He's like, you could just have it. And I gave him $2 for it. I'm like, I finally got the Jack Sparrow one.
Yeah, that's cool. Like Sizzle made so many products for that. Oh, I still have the Zizzle like Jack Sparrow pistol that they made back in 2006.
Yeah.
I still have that, and that is one of my favorite
Yeah,
like
I still
pieces
have
of
that
Pirates
too. That's
merch.
like in somehow it's in perfect working condition. My 12-inch tall jack that talks doesn't work anymore. The battery thing is like all corroded,
Oh,
but the pistol still works somehow.
yeah. I don't think I ever changed the batteries in the pistol I have. It doesn't like make the sound anymore. I mean, I could probably change the batteries out, but like I don't know. I'm just happy that it's still in like really good condition. Because
Yeah, mine still makes a sound, has like the light and everything. And like I really like I wanted to like do something with it for my cosplays, but I didn't want to like mess with it at all. Like I have like the Jack Sparrow sword, like the full size one
mm,
that they came out with for costumes, and it had like the scabbard and everything, but it got like discontinued, and I wanted to like weather that one so bad, but like it doesn't exist anymore, so I don't want to touch that.
yeah, I do have that as well. I have the one like the gold one with the gold hilt, and I also have the one with the silver that they made for Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah, I never got the silver one. I was wanting to get that so I could paint it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was wanting to get one so I could just paint it to look like the original one, but didn't also get ones to spray paint it like silver and bronze, and also want to spray paint like the gold tip on. But I can't find those silver ones either. But
Yeah.
there was also like one store that had those, the one with the gold hill,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't. It was like all the way across country. I was like in Chicago, and their costume shop is like the only place that has them still, and I think they still do have them. And but I didn't. I wasn't sure if I could be able to bring it home in my suitcase or not. But I ended up getting the Trident of Poseidon instead.
Oh, that's the one thing that I really am trying to find, but I just can't find it. That and also Blackbeard's sword, I think they made as well,
Yeah, I think I
which
have that one too.
I would love to get those
I
at
have
some
like a
point.
whole collection of swords.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. One day, hopefully, I can get that and the trident, just 'cause, like just to have them, because like I remember when I found out they made like a trident like Halloween prop. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's awesome.
I had that with like my Mermaid Jack cosplay and everything.
That's cool. Yeah, it's also funny how in the Young Jack Sparrow series they have the trident of Poseidon in there before they used it in the movies too, which is very
Yeah, I
funny.
totally like I have so many ideas for like I want in my adaptation for that to look like brand new and golden and everything, but still
Mm,
have the same design as the movie. So it makes it look like that in the movie it was hidden for like decades down underwater, and it
yeah,
got all these barnacles and stuff.
yeah, that would have been cool. That's kind of like my like idea of like how I try to tie them together is like after Jack like liberates all like the merfolk and everything, they like move it somewhere because like obviously Jack becomes like their like king or whatever, and like oh he's left us, so let's like put the trident somewhere safe. And I think it would have been so cool if like Jack referenced knowing about the trident in the movie.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool. I think like in Indiana Jones 4, like they reference like the young Indiana Jones like show, and like that, I think that would have been so cool if they did that for Pirates of the Caribbean. But
Yeah, dream. Ooh, speaking of merch, do you have like dream merch? Like merch that you wish they would come out with?
oh, I feel like I have like so many things that I would love for them to make. Like I don't know, I would love. I don't know. First of all, this isn't really merch related, but I would love them to make the Swashbucklers TV show. But
Yes.
just like just like more like I don't know. I would love them to finally make a like Lego Flying Dutchman. I think that would be because they made the Black Pearl last year. A lot of people are hoping that they end up finally making a Flying Dutchman at some point. That would be amazing. I have
Yeah.
waited for like 15 years to get like a Lego Flying Dutchman. I would love that.
They say it takes like 2 years for them to make a set, so hopefully they're making that right now for next year.
Yeah,
That'd be
hopefully.
so cool.
Yeah, I would love it. I think they noticed how successful the Black Pearl was, so I'm hoping they do a Flying Dutchman
Yeah,
because
that got sold out so quick, and then they just put it back in my store. So like it's on the shelves right now, I think. But like with how much it sold out, like it sold out like twice, I think.
mm,
Like they gotta make a second set.
yeah, because I was at the Lego store the day like it released for like Lego Insiders, which was like I think like 3 days before like the official release, And like I was not expecting anyone to like be there. Like I arrived like 30 minutes before the store opened, and there was already like 5 people like waiting in line. And like I think like 10 minutes before the store opened, like one of the employees came out like, "Are you guys all here for the pirate set?" And everyone was there for the Black Pearl. So that was like a cool moment because it was the first time in like a long time that I was like gathered with a group of people that were like all like there for something Pirates of the Caribbean related. So that was a cool feeling, I think, being there
Oh,
and
I really wish I
buying
would
it.
have gone. I don't think I had time to. I don't remember for what reason, but I just ordered it online. I just wanted to be guaranteed the compass.
Yeah,
Like
that didn't.
I can't build a full set right now because
Mm,
I just don't have the space, but I was able to like build the compass. And that was so cool.
yeah, I was very nervous about the compass because I didn't know if they had it in stores. So I was like checking like multiple sites like before I went to like do they have like the gift with purchase at this store? And they said yes. I'm like, okay. So when I went there, I was so nervous that they weren't gonna have the compass, but thankfully they did. I would have been so mad if they didn't have it there. But that was an awesome experience, like just going there and buying it and like coming home with the set and like yeah, just everyone was there's like 10 people like when the store opened. There was like 10 people there waiting for
That's so
the Black
cool.
Pearl, and they had
Yeah, I
them
wish
all
I would
just
have gone
behind
to
the
that.
counter. Yeah, that was awesome. That was like yeah, it was just a great experience to kind of just be like, oh, there's actually people here that also like Pirates of the Caribbean as much as me. So
Yeah.
it doesn't normally happen.
Yeah. Oh man. What else? Oh yeah. Like aside from, I think I did say this, how I want merch of the Young Jack Sparrow books.
Yeah.
I want like yeah, I really wish, I hope that they would do like a second printing of the books. It didn't have it like be like second editions. They
Mm.
did second editions like almost 10 years ago, but it came out like in Russian, French, and Bulgarian instead of here. And they did make English covers of those, but they only came out as like the audiobooks. So everybody else got like prints and we just got the audiobooks, which were long overdue, but like
Yeah.
I wanted the actual thing. And like I want that and I want them to reprint the whole series like to the end. And like I would love for there to be like a 20th anniversary box set. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah, that would
And
be
then
super cool.
just to have things that like apparently they were going to include like a few other things in the Billy Turner book. They were going to include like concept art. And I'm like, where was all that at? I think there was like one concept sketch of Young Jack in one of the Disney Adventures comics,
Yeah.
but that was like it. I'm like, I want to see more. Like, I want to see more concept art, and like that'd be so cool if they came out with that. And it'd be cool if they had like a box set and it included like a little figure and then like a pin or something as
Yeah.
like an exclusive.
That'd be so cool. I would love that. I was always so confused why they only made like audiobooks of like up to silver, I think, and they just like didn't make audiobooks for the rest of the books for some reason.
Yeah, they only did the second editions up to that. And I wonder why they only like maybe they were gonna do the rest of the series, but I don't know. But the covers are beautiful. Like I would love to see that be the second printing or something different. Just I would love to see just new Young Jack Sparrow stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully at some point. I don't know. It would be awesome if they re-released them this year, but I don't think Disney even remembers them,
Oh
unfortunately.
yeah. oh man, I've always wanted to talk with the writers. Like one of them is active on social media and I would love to like know a lot more of like the thought process and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool to do an interview with them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I guess we'll end it here for now. So that was a very fun 2 hours. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was super, super fun talking about nostalgia stuff and Young Jack Sparrow, and that's super cool. So glad we could finally talk for the upcoming 20th anniversary of the book. So thank you so much again, and I guess we'll end it by where can people find you on social media?
I'm Reinbew Pastel, Reinbew. And that's my name on most of my social media. My YouTube channel is just Reinbew, and I do like video essays and commentaries on pirates and sometimes other things. And I'm on Instagram and TikTok and all of that. So you find me in all of those places.
All right. Well, thank you so much once again, and
Thank you.
yeah, it's been a pleasure. So take care.
You too.
And that wraps up my conversation with Rainbow Pastel. We had such a fun time, and thanks again to Reinbew for joining me on this episode. You can follow Reinbew across social media and on YouTube, and I'll have her links in the description of this episode. As I said at the beginning of the episode, this is the first episode in a mini season leading up to Dead Man's Chest's 20th anniversary. My original plan was to do one bonus episode for the film's anniversary in July, but I wanted to make this a more fun experience for all of you. At this point, I'm fairly confident in the fact that Disney is not going to do much to celebrate the anniversary, so I'm taking things into my own hands. My goal is to try and recapture some of that magic and hype that surrounded Pirates of the Caribbean back in 2006. So we'll be talking about the marketing campaign and the merchandising for Dead Man's Chest, and we're also going to be doing a deeper dive into the 2006 refurbishment of the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. And then, of course, we'll be ending with the special episode commemorating Dead Man's Chest's 20th anniversary. And who knows, maybe there'll be some surprises along the way as well. And something you may have picked up on, I quickly mentioned it when I was talking to Reinbew, but I'm also working on my first video project that I hope to get up on YouTube by July, and that will be a super big deep dive into the Pirates of the Caribbean hype in 2006, talking about everything Disney did for the film back then. I'm super excited to get that finished so you can all see it, so stay tuned for that and the rest of our little Dead Man's Chest celebration. As always, thank you all for listening and for leaving a rating or review if you're kind enough to do so. I will see you all next time. Take care. Podcast of the Caribbean is in no way affiliated with Disney. If you want to send me an email or a question, send over to podcastofthecaribbean@gmail.com. You can also follow this podcast on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook at Podcast of the Caribbean, and over on Twitter/X and Bluesky at PodcastPOTC. I post fun content over there, so make sure to check those platforms out. You can also buy merchandise for the podcast over on TeePublic and Dashery, and also check out the website at podcastofthecaribbean.com. Be sure to keep a weather eye on the horizon, and always remember, dead men tell no tales.